Game of the Week, showcasing the best in high school athletics. From football to water polo, volleyball to tennis, Channel 3 Sports is ready for complete coverage of the '99 fall season. Game of the Week is sponsored by the fine folks at Scarborough Lumber and Building Supplies, the Rudolph F. Monty Foundation, making a difference in county schools, Whiting's Boots on the Boardwalk, the league leader in employment for students and athletes, locally owned Carter Pest Control, serving Santa Cruz County for more than 60 years. And our new season sponsors, Green Valley Cinemas, your locally owned theater complex just off the freeway in Watsonville. And Bailey Properties, serving all of Santa Cruz County from their Aptos office and their brand new office in Santa Cruz.
Tonight, the Game of the Week heads to the CCS football playoffs with the Monte Vista Christian Mustangs hosting the Terra Tigers from Pacifica. Let's join our announcers, Jeff Conley and Pat Lovell.
From the Monte Vista Christian High School football field in the beautiful Pajaro Valley, welcome to the Channel 3 Sports Game of the Week, brought to you by AT&T Cable Services. This afternoon, a Division 4 CCS playoff football game between the Monte Vista Christian Mustangs and the Terra Nova High School Tigers. Hello again, everyone. Jeff Conley along with Pat Lovell. Let's join Kirsten Fairchild down on the field to tell us what else we're looking forward to during this afternoon's program.
It's been quite the fall season here at Monte Vista Christian School. On the sidelines today, we'll have a couple of the athletes who have progressed to the CCS semifinals. And for our halftime report, we'll take a look at Aptos High School. First, their undefeated SCCAL champs ventured to Santa Clara High School to play Archbishop Mitty in the semis of CCS for volleyball. And then we'll take a look at their award-winning choir. Back up to Jeff and Pat.
Thank you, Kirsten. So it's a real pleasure for me to welcome you, Mr. Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League Commissioner Pat Lovell. We've had the opportunity to work on a few wrestling shows together, and this afternoon we get to do your other favorite sport, football. So let's get quickly into it. I know nothing about this Terra Nova High School football team, and most of us fans here, I'm sure, don't either. What do you got?
Well, Jeff, last night I talked to Bill Gray. Bill Gray is in his 9th season at Terra Nova. He was a great wrestling coach and football coach at Oceana High School years ago up there in Pacifica, and since he has left there, he's gone over to Terra Nova. Terra Nova has been a powerhouse in that league. This is their 5th appearance in the in the CCS playoff, and they have a very good coaching staff. Their defensive coach, Mike Denning, the former head coach, has been there for 30 years, and Bill has had 29 years of coaching experience. He was a player at San Francisco State and a very, very outstanding wrestling coach when he was at Oceana High School. Their strength seems to be in their defense. Talking to Bill Gray, he said their 3 linebackers, their linebacking core is absolutely terrific, and he's expecting a big game today out of his men.
Well, we know more about Monte Vista Christian naturally since they're our home team today, and what a great story that's been. We'll be developing that more and more as the afternoon goes on. A 9-1 record here under the tutelage of Ron Myers, who came here a few years back and started the program from scratch, and we mean scratch. There was no football team here just that few years ago, and here they are 9-1 and in the CCS playoffs. We know that the Mustangs like to keep it on the ground. They have a very strange formation, which I hope you can talk to us a bit about once the game gets started and people have a look at it and have something to relate to. They'll try to grind it out, and it looks to me like that Terra Nova team was awfully big, and it might not be an easy task.
Yeah, it certainly is. They've got some tremendous size. A couple things I wanted to bring up talking about the game here today is the offense that Ron Myers run. Ron Myers calls it the toss offense. He said, for lack of a better name, Bill Gray refers to it as a scrum offense because it's so much like rugby. Everybody's in there so tight, and they're looking to kick that ball back out of there. So it brings back memories of Sequoia High School days with Joe Marvin when they ran the single wing. It's exactly like the single wing which Monte Vista runs. Everybody's in there tight. That quarterback works as a blocking back.
Okay, scrum or whatever. I think I agree with that definition more than any other. Let's quickly go down the field for Kirsten Fairchild and one final word.
Coach Jim Gray is in his 9th year at Terra Nova High School. I had a chance to talk to him by phone over the week. And their number 10, Anderson Pan, and number 24, Van Zant, the quarterback, are the flash of the Terra Nova Tigers. But their strengths, they're a solid team offensively and defensively. Talked with Coach Myers before the game. They're very happy to have Matt Medeiros back on the field. Back up to you guys.
Okay, we'll be back with the kickoff of this CCS Division 4 playoff team in a moment.
Thank you, Father, for bringing us together. Give us an attitude of...
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it in your body?
Join on a Stay Fit program on your first visit and receive a 6-month membership free to give to the individual of your choice at Spa Fitness Centers.
There's a brand new theater in Watsonville that has plenty of comfort. All of the first-run movies, and more importantly, it's locally owned. It's the Green Valley Cinema on Green Valley Road between Main Street and Highway 1 in Watsonville. Plenty of free parking. The very best movies.
Come on in, I've got a seat just for you.
Green Valley Cinema in Watsonville. Santa Cruz County's finest theater. Green Valley Road between Main Street and Highway 1, Watsonville.
Whiting's Foods on the Boardwalk, a family business with flexible schedules, teamwork, and good friends. Hey, work at the beach at Whiting's, the league leader in employment for students and athletes.
You're looking at the Aptos Bailey Properties office, but change is coming. Now Bailey Properties brings the same community-minded service they have provided to the Mid-County for more than 25 years to Santa Cruz.
With 2 offices, we're now better able to serve all of Santa Cruz County.
We will continue our high level of community involvement.
One great organization operated out of Aptos, now doubling its size and serving all of Santa Cruz County. Bailey Properties, people who grew up here, making Santa Cruz County an even better place to live.
You're watching the 15th season of the Game of the Week on Channel 3 Sports, serving Santa Cruz County.
The sky is gray and the grass is green here in the Paro Valley for this CCS Division 4 high school football playoff game between the Monte Vista Christian Mustangs and the Terra Nova Tigers. The teams are on the field. The Terra Nova Tigers will receive, and Brandon Esparza will kick it off for the Mustangs. And Pat, you were telling me you like this guy Esparza and his ability with the foot.
Yeah, Jeff, I think that Brandon Esparza is a definite prospect. I've seen him play before. He's very consistent in kicking the ball completely out of the end zone, you know, which a lot of college kickers can't do. I've also watched him punt. He's here against O'Kelly at a 70-yarder in the air, which is very, very impressive. But I hear also that he's quite a baseball player, and I think it's going to be a big factor. In fact, when he was hurt against San Lorenzo Valley, I think that made a huge difference in the game. That game could have gone a different way if he would have been healthy for that particular SCCAL game.
Yeah,
so here we go. Brandon's ready to let it fly.
Well, we had the Mustangs against the Wildcats a few games back in the Game of the Week, and he was doing this and doing it big. He rips one way deep. It'll be taken in the end zone, caught by Anderson Penn, who has no choice but to down it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers on their own 20.
Yeah, Jeff, I think what we're going to see here is Andrew Penn is their big running back for Terra Nova. He's 6'2", 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. He has rushed for 1,200 yards. He's an all-county and all-league player, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of him today. A tremendous runner behind that big offensive line.
So Zach Van Zant brings out the Tigers for their first play from scrimmage in this extremely important game. Penn gets the first carry, and you're right on top of it with that review of his skills as he brings it out all the way to the 40, 20 yards on the first play from scrimmage for the Tigers. First down, Terra Nova.
Brought down by number 42, Frank Ueda. I hope this isn't a thing we're going to see here all day here today. Is Penn ripping us up here, ripping up the Mustang.
Well, a big opening play, 20 yards on the first snap. Penn just straight up the middle, nothing tricky. And Van Zandt. Kahn's in motion. Van Zandt keeps it. The pitch to Kahn. He turns it. Nice catch and a nice turn. That very easily could have been a loss, as number 25, Eric Ortega of the Mustangs, was right there, but the pitch was perfect, and a nice twist by Kahn gets him 2 or 3 yards.
And number 78, Daniel Brunn, bringing him down on that play. Jeff, you probably noticed this offense that Terra Nova's running, the old fly offense. They send that man in motion every time. So we've seen this before. North Monterey County, Sonny Stupek, member, was the big offense around here. Everybody ran it for a while. Now they've gone to some other things. Here we go again.
We'll see what those other things are when Monte Vista finally gets the football. Penn again. This time nothing but blue. Looked like a blue ocean surrounding and downing him right there with no gain.
They read that play very well, Jeff. The thing that Ron Myers told me about his defense is he only has one player. It's over 200 pounds, and he said their best thing is their speed. He said they have the speed on the defense to run people down. So hopefully they can keep that defense tough there against these Tigers.
Third down and a long 4, and the receivers are in, but still working out of a tight formation. There goes number 23, Jihad Mahasan. Mahasan, plenty of room across the 30, the 25 out of bounds at about the 23. A huge big down play, big third down play for Terra Nova. Another first down for the Tigers at the Mustang 23.
In fact, the Mustangs lucked out on this one. They had a holding call on that particular play, but if you saw the formation that the Tigers ran that time, they pulled everybody. It was a student body left, definitely. They had everybody pulling up through the hole. He had so much power in front of him, and it was a great, nice run, but they had a holding call that's going to take the ball back. So they're going to have here, they're going to be third down and probably about 15.
What an amazing penalty. That really is huge, really a huge break for Monte Vista. And it was a little bit confusing, that formation, Pat. They changed a lot of players. I thought for sure we were going to see a spread formation. They just stayed bunched and came right at him, and Jihad Mahasan from nowhere just burst through and kept on going.
Yeah, they certainly did. It looks like, besides the big power runner Penn, they've got the quick guy in there too.
Now Hall is wide left, as this is a spread formation. Van Zandt back, going straight up the middle, has one receiver open, in and out of the hands of Jihad Mahasan, who's got some big time speed. The Mustangs have held here on the first series.
What was interesting about that, Jeff, is how long that ball held up in the air. That was just throw it up and run underneath it. I was really surprised that somebody didn't pick it off, but it was a nice throw. He just floated it right up there. Wasn't a hard throw. It was a nice floater, and he ran right underneath it.
Well, Van Zandt, who seems to do a lot of everything here for the Tigers, is back to punt. Eric Ortega, the lone man back for the Mustangs. 9 men up on the line. Now 8, now shifting in and out. Finally the snap. Ortega may have a chance to run this, picks it off, eludes one tackler, but is brought down right there by number 40, John Stewart of the Tigers. It'll be 1st and 10. Mustangs first possession at their own 37, and they got to be feeling good about getting the football there after what had transpired.
Yeah, not a real killer of a kick there. Fair punt. Mustangs, I thought were going to get a little better run back on that, but the Tigers run top of them pretty quick.
Nothing fancy, first play, loosen things up, straight ahead. Football at the 42.
When I spoke with Bill Gray the other night, Jeff, he was telling me about the Monte Vista offense. I asked him what he thought of it, and he said, you know, as I alluded to earlier, it's like the scrum, but he said they had to change their whole defense. They have not seen this all year long, and he said it's just, you know, line up and take names, and here we come. So here comes the old double, single wing, or whatever you want to call it, and
Jimmy Fox. Fox gets maybe a yard, and it'll be third and about 6 for the Mustangs, who just nearly hypnotized me with this formation, to tell you the truth. It's really hard to see where the football is. They're just shoulder to shoulder.
And the thing with having a young fellow like Jimmy Fox is a little bit small, on the small size. He can hide behind those big guys and gain a lot of yards back there before they see him. He springs by that line. He's quick. You know, he's got great speed, and if he gets by that first line of defense, he's gone.
Big third down play for the Mustangs from their own 41. Maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards. Hector Garcia is stopped, and it'll be third down and 5. And the Mustangs will kick it away. Esparza will drop back for that duty. And if you hear some pauses here this afternoon in the conversation between Pat Lovell and myself, it's because for a change it's really loud here at this football game.
You know, the linebacker core here that Terra Nova has is absolutely terrific, with Nick Stemmel, Molamoa, and the other linebacker
football dropped by Brian Long, picks it up, now comes to the sideline, then cuts it back, still on his feet, runs into 3 Mustangs who knock him down at the 28, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Terra Nova.
Moving the ball out to the Tiger 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Terra Nova.
They spot the football at the 27, where it'll be the second possession commencement for the Tigers.
Looked like our punt exchange was about the same. You know, we ended up about the same spot where we started.
So they traded field position just about perfectly. DJ Tevis is wide right. Kennis comes in motion now, tries to trot across the line and can't get there. He's knocked down, maybe with a yard gain, nothing more.
The tackle was made by number 70, Christopher Aoki.
He picks up a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and
So the Tigers from the Peninsula Athletic League, how does that league stack up in the CCS?
I'm not sure who their number 1 team was in that particular league. It might have been St. Ignatius, might have been their first to go-round team. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if St. Ignatius plays in the WCAL or if they play in the other league. But anyway, they're a school of 1,400, so they're a good-sized school. Terra Nova is.
John Stewart with the carry gets about 4. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
Football at the 35, maybe 2.5 yards to go for the first down. The Mustangs with another big third down defensive stand to make. Steven Van Zandt goes wide right. Brother Zach takes the snap. There's Penn powering through, and he's very close. I think he might have the first down.
Brought down by number 82.
Looks like he got the first down on that, Jeff.
But not before he picks up a Terra Nova first down.
First down it is.
Good effort there by Anderson Penn.
He was stopped well short of it, just kept digging. It's been raining a lot, as you all know, prior to this game, the last couple of days, but the field looks excellent condition.
Yeah, the field does look real good.
Getting chewed up a little bit in the middle, which we could only expect. As the football now goes to John Stewart. John Stewart's got 8 to 9 yards on first down. I'd like to have a situation like that.
Yeah, well executed play there. The blocking was very good on that. On that play, Jeff, just bring him up there through the middle. That was a very nice play.
2nd and a yard and a half. Terra Nova. Well, you talk about your lonely end. At the top of the screen, Ryan Dahlstrom. Look how far away from everybody is. The perspective a little different on your TV than it is here, but he is way out there. And they just keep the ball up the middle. Penn again, and he's stopped.
Anderson Penn on the carry. He picks up about a yard.
Looks like they're a little bit short on here.
3rd and 1.
Good gang tackling by the Mustangs.
The Mustangs closed that off real well, Jeff. They did a great job there. Stopping Anderson Penn, who's really going to be a factor, I think, here today.
3rd and short. Always a dangerous play. How often you see it. They worry about getting 1 yard and they end up with 20 or 30.
Yeah. Yeah, they're spud left, wing right. Here he comes across the formation.
Canis in motion. They give it to Penn. Penn turns it outside.
Nice.
He may have been stopped. He's right along the line. That'll be very close. It will depend on the spot.
I think we got a first down. I think, Jeff.
It looked like his head was across the first down marker, but then he got scissored sideways and kind of fell down straight along the line. The football looks like it's right on it.
Yeah, very, 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 very close on that one.
Let's look at that again.
Yeah, real nice tackling on him there.
Penn was turned around. He poked his face mask across the line and then got twisted back. And that is going to be that short.
Looks like we got doesn't have it by a couple inches, huh?
So it'll be a 4th down and very short. In the meantime, let's join Kirsten on the sideline.
I'm here with Rachel Schmolowitz, part of the leadership at Terra Nova High School, as well as a cheerleader, senior cheerleader. Rachel, tell us here in Santa Cruz County something a little bit about your school.
Well, we are located in Pacifica, which is about 20 minutes away from San Francisco. Our school is very unified, I think. We get along well with each other, and we have a lot of support from faculty, administration, and students and parents.
What sports are you guys good at?
Football, and both our girls and boys varsity basketball teams are good too.
And I understand you have some distinguished alumni.
Yeah, Rob Schneider, who started out in Saturday Night Live and has a new movie coming out now soon.
And also Tom Byrne, who was a quarterback, got a full ride to Notre Dame and drafted by the Detroit Lions. Thanks, Rachel. Back up to you guys.
Well, the Tigers decided to kick it away on 4th down and just a 1.5 feet. Very conservative call, I thought, for a high school football game. We'll let Pat discuss that a little bit more, but the punt results in the Mustangs having the football at their own 21. What did you think about that call?
Yeah, not much help on that play for the Monte Vista receiver. He's back there all by himself and couldn't get any blockers in front of him at all. So you saw what he did. He just dropped his head and slammed into about 4 of those Terra Nova Tigers. So there wasn't much room to run on that one.
On 1st down, here comes Jimmy Fox, and Fox fights hard for 2 or 3, and it looks like Terra Nova been studying the film on these Mustangs.
Yeah. Yeah, you might see Monte Vista here if they find out that they're not having much success running against the front here of Terra Nova. What they may have to do, Jeff, is go into a little bit of a passing game. You know, lull them to sleep up there in front and then flip one out there while they're not paying attention. But you know, you got 2 veteran coaches here. You got Ron Myers with 26 years of experience, and you got Bill Gray from Terra Nova with 29 years. You know, you got some pretty crafty old dogs out there.
I guess. So Ryan Myers and the Mustangs.
Okay, that was the inside reverse on that, Jeff. They started motion one way, the counter play coming back the other way. They got a couple yards off that play.
Tabayoyan with the carry, and it'll be 3rd and about 7 yards for the 1st down. The Monte Vista offense, no mystery for Terra Nova right now. So what did you think of that punt call on a midfield? About a foot to go for the 1st down. Kind of conservative, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that's short. They're not taking any chances. I think that, you know, with a guy, you know, you're on the 50-yard line, you might want to take a chance. Oh, nice tackle.
Some good deceptive play, and they're fooling no one, but looking good. The Mustangs are going to kick it away again. 4th and 7. The vaunted running attack of the Mustangs. You know, very little here in the 1st quarter.
Also, Jeff, you know, on this particular offense, you know, you got 10 guys blocking usually with the quarterback blocking on this formation that Monte Vista run. There's the kick. Beautiful, beautiful punt. Look at this punt, Jeff. Look at this punt. Look at this punt. Absolutely unbelievable.
Esposito does it again, pinning the opposition, kicking his team out of trouble.
That was 70 yards in the air, Jeff, on that punt. If they can keep that up, if this guy can keep those people backed up like this, you know, I think the Terra Nova Tigers are going to be in for a long day. That was a tremendous, tremendous punt.
Esposito looking like Ray Guy out there in that. From the 14 now. And they won that field position battle, if that's what we're looking at now, which is about all we have to look at now.
Yeah, that's right. We're down under 2 minutes, Jeff, so not much happening this first quarter here. They're still sparring around, feeling each other out.
Van Zandt to Penn. Penn caught immediately, tackled in there. I didn't see who made it. Number 78, Daniel Brum.
Yeah, Brum's playing a great game out there. You see, he's going to have the dirtiest uniform. He's on his face all the time down there, making those tackles in the center of that line.
That's a big tackle when you take down Penn by yourself. We've seen the power of that kid. He can really motor.
Daniel Brum's only 5'7", 185 pounds, but he's playing like a 6'7", 285-pounder out there.
DJ Tevis out here, bottom of the screen, all alone against Chris Morse. But they keep it on the ground. This is Jihad Mahassan. Mahassan, one man to beat. Steps on the sideline and goes out of bounds just inside Mustang territory. But another big, long run by Jihad Mahassan.
About a 40-yard gain on that play, Jeff. The outside corner on that came up and slipped and almost fell. That's what that sprung him loose there. And
let's take another look.
Yeah, here you see the play. Cuts inside the block on the outside. Now, if you can see upfield, what happens is the corner on that side slips and falls, and that gives him that extra oomph to get outside. And right there, you see number 80 had just been blocked. A nice run, about 35.
Look at the stride on this guy. This guy's got a big time stride.
Yeah.
So on first down, Penn carried it for about 7 more yards, and on second down and 3, back to live action. Mahassan tumbles across the 40 to about the 41, and he should have a first down that time once again, depending on the spot. And it's close again.
Yeah, it looks like they may have to take another measurement here. I got it.
I don't think they have it with that spot.
Referee John Clifton signals first down.
Nope.
We're going to run out of time here, Jeff. We're going to be moving to the other 40-yard line here in just a second.
Well, it's 3rd and just inches as the first quarter comes to an end. No points for the Mustangs from Monte Vista, and nothing across for the Terra Nova Tigers after 1.
There's a brand new theater in Watsonville that has plenty of comfort, all of the first-run movies, and more importantly, it's locally owned. It's the Green Valley Cinema on Green Valley Road between Main Street and Highway 1 in Watsonville. Plenty of free parking, the very best movies.
Come on in, I've got a seat just for you.
Green Valley Cinema in Watsonville. Santa Cruz County's finest theater. Green Valley Road between Main Street and Highway 1, Watsonville.
Whiting's Foods on the Boardwalk, a family business with flexible schedules, teamwork, and good friends. Hey, work at the beach at Whiting's, the league leader in employment for students and athletes.
You're looking at the Aptos Bailey Properties office, but change is coming. Now Bailey Properties brings the same community-minded service they have provided to the Mid-County for more than 25 years to Santa Cruz.
With 2 offices, we're now better able to serve all of Santa Cruz County.
We will continue our high level of community involvement.
One great organization operated out of Aptos, now doubling its size and serving all of Santa Cruz County. Bailey Properties, people who grew up here, making Santa Cruz County an even better place to live. Darrell Cardiff started this business 60 years ago with a strong commitment to our community. Bill Jones ran the business for nearly 30 years. You never know when he'll show up to make sure Mike is doing things right.
My commitment to Santa Cruz County residents is to provide professional pest control service, remain locally owned, and community involved. We are proud of our children and proud of their accomplishments.
Cardiff Pest Control is owned and operated out of Santa Cruz. When you talk to us, you talk to
me. Call us today and let us help.
All right, first play of the second quarter. Third and very short for the Tigers of Terra Nova. Mahassan goes in motion. Lackey keeps, darts across, gets the first down. Let's go down to Kirsten Fairchild with an important guest on the sideline.
I'm here with Willie Elliott McCrae, the Executive Director of Second Harvest Food Bank. Last year was the inaugural year of the AT&T Holiday Food Drive Telethon in coordination with the Lighted Boat Parade for the Santa Cruz Yacht Harbor. Tell us a little bit about the success of that event.
The event was very, very successful. We raised over $7,000 even though there was a big storm that night. So we really want to encourage everybody to watch the second annual telethon this year. We're going to raise over $10,000. It's a great time to watch the Lighted Boat Parade, and people can really help thousands of families who'd otherwise go hungry this holiday season.
So we want to tell you to tune in and call in. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, and hello, Willie. Hope you're doing well. You're looking good. The Terra Nova Tigers looking pretty good in that play as Zach Van Zandt, the quarterback, kept it and gave the crowd a thrill as he took it to the outside, but wasn't able to turn it up for more than 3 or 4 yards. The Mustangs shut it down fast. Now on second down and 7. Terra Nova on the move at the Mustang 34. Uh-oh, here comes Mahassan. Mahassan dancing around, eluding tacklers, but couldn't drag himself away from Eric Ortega, who just held on by the toe.
They did a good job of keeping him inside, Jeff. If he would have gotten to the outside, I think he would have gained some yards on that one. But the Mustangs grabbed a hold of that one leg and held on, and the rest of the team came over and brought him down. But, you know, he can be dangerous once he gets to that corner.
Been by far the most impressive player in the game so far, Jihad Mahassan, who just had that one long pass over his fingertips as well.
That's right. Yeah, he's definitely an offensive threat.
All right, third down. DJ Tevis, bottom of the screen is wide right, running straight up the field. Van Zandt rolling, looking that way, comes up to Tevis, who comes back for it. He's finally stopped by Clinton Skipton, who just held on. A couple more guys, number 42, Frank Rieta, and number 53, Derek Espinoza, came in to finish him off, but it's another Terra Nova first down.
Yeah, it's too bad. Espinoza was right on top of him that time and just couldn't quite get a hold of him. Esparza, I mean. Esparza was right on top of him that time. I'm surprised he couldn't get a hold of him. That was a nice play, though. Here he is. He's being rushed right here. We got a guy coming, but he beat it. There's a throw over to the sidelines. Nice catch here right on the sidelines by number 3. You see, again, the Monte Vista player slipped and fell. We could have had him probably for a little bit more of a loss in that shot.
They give it to Anderson Penn, who darts forward for a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Terra Nova with a sustained drive here, taking it right to the Mustangs. Now, Brother Van Zandt goes to the right.
Having a great drive right here, Jeff.
And Zandt sends Mahassan in motion, tries to roll out of there, flips it to John Stewart. Stewart is finally brought down, and that'll be a gain of maybe 2 or 3 more. It'll be 3rd and about 4.
Nice job on the option play. If he hadn't slipped at that point in time, they probably would have had a lot more yards on that play. But the quarterback, you saw him slip a little bit there on that wet turf, and it kind of fouled up their timing on that.
Now the wet turf, a little bit of a home advantage here. The Terra Nova Tigers do appear to be a little quicker.
Ron Myers refers to this as the Air Force option. Since his son went to school there, I guess Ron knows a little bit about that Air Force option.
Mahasen, they give it to Stewart. Stewart powers through, and he'll have a 1st down.
Straight dive right up the middle on that.
And now it's going to be 1st and goal. Terra Nova. Well, these spots come up a lot differently than they first appear, but it's a... Are they going to measure this, or are they just going to call it 4th and an inch? Yes, they'll measure. Well, I spoke too early. I thought for sure that ball was well across the 10. It's just about the length of a football across the 10 or inside the 10.
We need, you know, one of their defensive stars to step up now would probably be Quentin Skipton, who has 4 interceptions this season, and 2 of them he has run back for touchdowns. So if Quentin can pick off one of those things right now, it would certainly be a big help. But I don't think you're going to see Terra Nova throw the ball unless they absolutely have to.
So they missed by very little more than that on the last close measurement, and this time they get it just by the dimple.
Yeah, the ball just has to touch the inside of the stake. It doesn't have to go to the front part of the stake. As long as you can't see light, but from the end of the ball on the inside of that front stake, you're going to have a 1st down. That looks like it was that close. I didn't see him bring the dime out, though, and try and slide it between there.
Not a crack. They were down there looking for that crack of light. Not a crack. Just right flush, but just by the dimple. Now 1st down, goal to go, just inside the 10. The good news is they'll need all of it, and the bad news is they've been getting 1st down after 1st down on this drive, and Andrew Penn has got a couple of it right now.
Straight dive play right up the middle. No gain there by Anderson Penn. They did a good job of holding them back that time. They're not having much success running on Monte Vista right directly up in the middle. It seems to be on when they're attacking them outside around the tackle areas where have been the best for them, and the outside, the option and plays such as that have been a little bit better for them.
Ryan Dahlstrom now in that wide right slot. Jihad Mahasen at the top of the screen, and look out. They keep it on the ground. They give it to Penn.
Again,
they're not listening to you, Coach, because you're telling them don't go there.
Again, Andrew Penn, they're trying to drive it in up the middle. They're not having any success there. The Mustangs they're very solid there in that front. Their defensive front is very good.
Like the options and the play actions are a little tough on the Monte Vista defense, but the straight running attack is not impressing them at all.
No, they're hanging right in there. Those down guys are doing a great job. Root hog or die, you know.
Van Zandt, the wide right man in the slot, Mahasen. Van Zandt calls Mahasen back across. Now rolls.
He's wide
one
open.
Tackler. And cannot hold on. Mike Hall slipped and fell to the turf. The football a little slow getting there, but kind of a safety high pass. Keep it away from the interception, but a little bit too high for Hall, who slipped and couldn't hold on. That was close.
Yeah, he was certainly open early, Jeff. You saw that also, same thing that I saw. He broke, and he was wide open. We were just a little bit slow in getting the ball there, and I think that corner of the end zone too. From looking up here, it's probably one of the slicker areas, because I think this field heads a little bit downhill that way, so all the water's probably settling. Here they go for the field goal.
They're going to try for the field goal here with Marco Zendejas to kick it out of a Zach Van Zandt hold. Low snap, well handled, blocked! Oh my, right on top of it. Who got that thing? Number 42, Frank Uyeda, a classic block all by himself. Just laid on top of that pigskin and crushed it to the turf.
Nice play on that, Jeff. You know, the bad snap really screwed up the timing, but he made a great effort to come in and block that ball. Very nice play by number 42, Frankie Ada. Very, very good play. That's the things you hope for. It's a bad snap, and man, you got him.
So the Mustangs escape a scoring threat by Terra Nova, and now try to crank up a little something of their own. The Terra Nova Tigers are a little miffed about being put back in the cage.
That's right. Yeah, now we're going to slug it out here again. Here comes the Mustangs. Got that scrum offense going here.
Got a bit of a mist coming down now. And
yeah, it's an Oregon mist is finally hit down here.
And I go into my tent mode here and protect the paperwork.
Yep. I think what we're going to do is we may have to get after that weatherman. He said sunny skies this afternoon.
Second down and all of it. The band picks up the music and Jimmy Fox picks up the football and about 3 or 4 yards. Oh, a penalty. Where's that flag?
We got a holding call, Jeff, against the Mustangs. That's going to set them back unless they decline the penalty. We're going to either have second and a bunch, or we're going to have third and about 8.
What do you do here? You push them back, don't you? This deep?
Well, all depends. They're going to keep him back in their own territory back there. He's going to take him back half the distance.
On the offense, second down.
The longest gain the Mustangs have had, I think, is 3 or 4 yards, Pat.
Yeah.
Holding on the Mustangs. They're going to bring up after the penalties marked off.
You know, it's nice. It's nice to have all this enthusiasm for a change, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty loud in here, hard to hear each other, but it's fun, though.
I didn't have to bring my hearing aid today. You know, my wife usually tells me to bring that with me when I go to these games, but today we don't need it. The band, they could have put the band in a lot better place than they are already.
Myers keeps it and gets a bunch of nothing. It's going to be third down and still at 15, 16 yards for the first.
The band's doing a nice job here today.
They are, though. The crowd's into it. It's a good home crowd.
Yeah, very, very lively group.
Got 100 or so that came down from Terra Nova, and that's nice to see as well.
Yeah, they got a great group down here. It's probably the most fans I've seen at any game this year. They're really loaded over there.
I think you're right.
Oh.
Nothing there. Snowed under. Myers again taking a beating back there on this series.
Yeah, they certainly are. They can't get anything going here.
And now their favorite part of the game, because the Sparks is coming out.
Yep.
He's going to try and root it out, as they say, because he needs a bunch to
see what he does. See what he does this time.
Last time, what did you say it was? A 60-yard punt or so?
70-yarder in the air.
70-yard punt.
See if he can repeat that, they'll be in good shape.
I think this one's into the wind a bit, where they're coming in from the coast. Good blocking up front. Look at this kick. If that takes a favorable bounce, look out. From out of the end zone, Esparza is going to put the Terra Nova Tigers back in their own territory, in their own 49. What a kick.
Very credible kick there again, Jeff. Very credible. That was a nice play. Took a nice Mustang bounce and got him on the other side of the 50. The farther back you keep these guys, I think the better off you are.
So you like this mascot Mustangs, huh? Wasn't that your school, Mustangs?
Oh yeah, the old Cal Poly Mustangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Mustang one time, long time ago. Different color though. We were green and gold.
Jack Van Zandt and the Terra Nova Tigers once again. Oh, that was a strange looking play with John Stewart.
Yeah.
Looking like he didn't know where he was supposed to be standing. He gave him the football and he ran it up close to the first down.
You know, I noticed as the game's been going on, I keep noticing number 660 down here. I told you about him before the game, Dan Christian, number 60 for Terra Nova. He's 6'5", 310, Jeff, and I was watching him on that play. If he just falls down, he takes part of that small Monte Vista defensive line with him. He is a one big lad, I'll tell you.
A lot of blue shirts down there, and somebody collided, and it looked like a Mustang pushed off. And that's a big penalty.
pass incomplete. Intended for number 35, Mike Hall. Penalty on the play.
This is going to be interesting to see who got who on this one, Jeff.
Yeah, I couldn't tell it. They just collided, and it very well may have been on the offense.
We'll probably get a replay on this one here. Officials are talking it over.
Well, it's going to go against the Mustangs. There were 3 or 4 blue shirts in the general area of, and probably in the pathway of Mike Hall, number 35.
Yeah, Mike Hall was the intended receiver on that.
He was the only one out there. I didn't think it was a very well-advised pass, given the coverage they had. They had him surrounded.
On the defense, first down.
It was hard to tell on that if he grabbed a hold of him or whatever. It may have happened before we looked downfield. I was watching the blocking here, and I noticed that Brandon Esparza and Dan Christensen got hooked up over here, and somebody got knocked down, and I think there might have been a little holding on that one. I didn't see it, but
Stewart. Mahassan's going to run about 150 miles today. You see it? He has to come across all the way from the slot on almost every play.
Yeah.
They give it to him about 1 out of every 4 times that he does it, and then he's been turning it up for 30, 40 yards at a time from there.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 10, no gain on that. But Terra Nova once again.
They're split out all over now. Got motion.
Mahassan comes back. This time he gets it. He's got a corner to turn. Can't get there. Yeah. Another saving tackle. Eric Ortega again. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, Jahid can really scoot. He was 1 step away from getting some big yards on that play, Jeff. We're heading down near the 2-minute mark. It looks like pretty much right now it's all been the black and gold here. We have no score, of course. Big game last night down in Gonzales, I'll tell you about here in just a second.
Look at this. I saw the score on that, kind of surprising. Stewart, Penn rather. Penn still on his feet. Shedding tacklers, still going, gets collared down there by number 80, Chris Morse.
That was a very interesting formation on that, Jeff. They were in trips right with single back, and he goes right up the middle and powers his way for a nice first down and a nice gain on that play to put him down where they're down about the 7-yard line, I guess now.
Deep again. 2nd straight possession where Terra Nova has come right at the Mustangs and come deep.
Big game last night in the Division 4, Gonzales and Valley Christian. Valley Christian beat Gonzales 10-7 with no time on the clock with a field goal.
Amazing. Stewart again. This time nice. Ortega comes around from his defensive edge. Comes in behind him and knocks him down. Ortega playing well.
Nice play by Ortega. Way to get around. Closed that down real well.
John Stewart.
And it's 2nd and goal. Now from the 6.
2nd and goal from the 7.
We got a timeout.
Timeout, Terra Nova.
So it's 1 minute 20 seconds left in the first half, a fast-moving half with all of these running plays that we're seeing. Let me give you a little information here. Before I read this to you, let me send us down to Kirsten at the sideline.
I'm here with Anastasio Rodriguez, a junior cross-country runner for Monte Vista Christian. This young man started running as a freshman. He's shaved over 10 minutes off of a 3-mile run time. Anastasio, that's quite an accomplishment. Tell us how you did it.
I just worked real hard over the past few years. I ran a lot over the summer, and it really helped.
What are your goals for your senior year next year?
I like to train hard and attempt to qualify for state through CCS.
Great. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much. We'll be back shortly, of course, with a minute and 20 seconds left here in the first half. We'll be joining Kirsten for the halftime report this week. Will be brought to you by Lackey and Sam's Woodworking. Lackey and Sam's Woodworking. Or Lamb having a little trouble reading the writing here. I apologize for that. It's Lackey and Sons woodworking. Look like Sam to me. Maybe one of the sons is named Sam. Anyway, you may remember Nate Lackey. He was a Harbor High School athlete and an awardee at one of our sports awards show. That big special we have at the end of all these seasons. And some of our other sponsors, the main sponsors for the Game of the Week: Scarborough Lumber and Building Supplies, the Rudolph Elf Monte Foundation, Whiting's Foods on the Boardwalk, Cardiff Pest Control, Green Valley Cinemas, and Bailey Properties. Welcome all of you to these games presented on the Channel 3 Sports Game of the Week, brought to you by AT&T Cable Services. Another sponsor joining us, Spa Fitness Centers. Minute and 2 on the clock. That was a pretty short-lived interim between the two timeouts, Pat, and now they're tearing over, I guess, with this time winding down the way it is. Very careful. Would really love to get something, points being so rare. We haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, that's for sure. They took that second timeout. I think they're going to try and make sure they get something out of this drive. They've had 2 second scoring drive here, and they haven't gotten anything out of it yet.
Lackey, Van Zandt rolling, throws it across, touchdown, caught by Nick Stimmel for 6.
That was the option pass, Jeff. He was wide open on that nice fake by the quarterback. Very, very nice play.
So a tough way to go into the halftime here for Monte Vista. They fought them to a standstill, and with 57 seconds left in the first half, Sendejas will now go for the extra point. Had his field goal blocked earlier by Rieta, and it is right up and straight through. So 7-0 Terra Nova with 57 seconds left in the first half, and the battle of the field position finally win against the Mustangs. Take a look at the touchdown once again, Pat.
Okay, here he goes. You see that fake in there to Penn, up to the middle, the option play. The other back goes out, takes that little curl move. He hits him right over in the corner going toward the end zone there. Wide open.
Nice catch over there. Good concentration by Nick Stimmel.
Very nice play.
Who gets 6 for Terra Nova.
Well timed out, very well executed. Well, we got 57 seconds left here, Jeff, in the first half. Terra Nova going to kick it off again here. Hopefully the Mustangs can get a little better field position on this. Get a little drive going here.
Crowd trying to rally the Mustangs here with under a minute left here in the first half. Eric Ortega trying to dig it out, gets it up to the 20, maybe to the 22, and that's it. With 50 seconds remaining to play in the first half.
Thank you.
Can't be 2 places at one time here.
50 seconds to go here in the first half, and Pat Lovell's being paged to come to the ticket booth.
I'm just like a doctor. I can't go anywhere. Everybody wants to talk to me, you know?
You got to go commission something, I guess.
Yeah.
Your other job. Your real job. Your daytime job. Keeping it on the ground and getting grounded quickly. The Mustangs not going anywhere as yet in this football game. 39 seconds and going away.
Yeah, they're just running into a stone wall here. Jeff, it just seems like the Tigers have done a good job of defensing the Mustangs here today. That they've got a big front there, and they're just shutting down everything that the Mustangs are trying to do. Like I said earlier, they may have to open it up a little bit. Ryan Myers may have to start throwing the ball in order for him to get anywhere.
Nothing there as well. That should do it here for the first half. You can report to the ticket booth, and we'll come back with the second half with the score. The visiting Terra Tigers 7, the homestanding Monte Vista Christian Mustangs nothing.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Lackey & Sons Woodworking.
We've been watching the Game of the Week for years, ever since our boys played high school football. We're very happy to bring you this halftime report.
This is the Channel 3 Sports Halftime Report. It's that time of the year again for all fall sports. Central Coast Section Championship play. Tonight, we're at Santa Clara High School for the semifinals of Division I volleyball. Number 3 seed and SCCAL champs Aptos High take on perennial powerhouse and the number 2 seed Archbishop Mitty. The Monarchs shared the co-championship of the Mount Hamilton division of the Blossom Valley Athletic League with the number 1 seed in the tournament, Presentation High School. Aptos went 14-0 in league play, and although Mitty had won an early season matchup between the two schools, the Mariners entered the match confident of their chances. Led offensively by outside hitters number 5, Diana Camarillo, and number 15, Courtney Carroll, the Mariners, however, struggled on defense. Number 14 for the Monarchs, southpaw hitter Allison Donahue was just one of the many Mitty offensive weapons that kept the Mariners guessing all night long. Aptos coach Margaret Crannell and Mariner assistant coach Pam Rieger watched their team lose Game 1 15-5, but Aptos stormed back to take an 8-3 lead in Game 2. However, Monarchs setter Lindsay Sherburne served 10 consecutive points to bring the momentum back to the Mitty side of the net. The Monarchs took Game 2 by a 15-10 score, and although number 10 Elizabeth Aaron came off the bench to spark the Mariner offense, Archbishop Mitty took Game 3 15-6 and put an end to an outstanding Aptos season. The Mariners lose 2 seniors to graduation next year, Camarillo and number 1 Allie Hinga. Allie, you played this team once before at their tournament. You lost in 3 games. What were your hopes coming into this match tonight?
We were hoping to beat them. We worked really hard this week in practice, prepare for Mitty, and we just didn't get the job done.
What do you think the difference was?
I think we all needed to work a little bit harder, give it our all, and I think some of us didn't do that tonight.
You were up 8-3 in Game 2, and the girl came in and served 10 straight points. That's got to be a backbreaker.
Yeah, we didn't play Aptos volleyball tonight. We had spurts of Aptos volleyball, but we were up and down the whole night, and you're not going to be a good team like Mitty that way.
Your season's over. You finished undefeated as league champs. What does that mean to you?
That means the world to me. I love my team. I'll never forget them. They're the best girls I've ever played with, but we didn't want to end this season this way, but I'll try to focus on 14-0 instead of this loss.
And focus on the upcoming basketball season?
Yeah, we are going to win all our games of basketball season this year, definitely. We're not losing.
Thank you very much, Allie.
Thanks.
From one Mariner championship team to another, here's Dick Little with a look at the award-winning Aptos Choir.
Well, you're watching a football game where each side has 11 players in the field. We have Mary Pizzoni here, and she's got 12 players, and they aren't in the field. They're in risers. This group, however, has actually achieved an enormous amount of fame because they are the defending national champions in what they do, which is?
They're a jazz choir, and they were voted national champions last year in Music Fest Orlando.
And this is Mary Pizzoni, and she has put all this together and spends an enormous amount of time with these youngsters trying to achieve an extraordinarily high level, and obviously you have done that. And I'd like to find out what it takes from you as the coach, in effect, or the director as it's more formally known, how you get these kids to find that rhythm and maintain it through a very long stanza.
First of all, I think it starts with their love of the music, and it comes with their desire to work hard for a common goal. Most of these students have been with me for 3 or 4 years, and they want to succeed and go for the musical excellence.
And they keep seeming to work harder and harder. The work ethic here is enormous.
They're pretty incredible. You're right.
And what I've noticed about them, because I had an opportunity to hear them sing before everybody else is going to get a chance to hear, but I noticed that the way they blend is just phenomenal. How do you achieve that?
A lot of it's just ear training. They do a lot of musicianship skills, and part of it's just they've been together for a long time.
And we are going to get a chance to hear them now, and perhaps you could tell us what they're going to be doing.
We'd like to do a Motown medley for you.
With Mary Pizzoni's Jazz Choir, the group that is the defending national champions in this musical business, here with us, 4 that made the trip back to Orlando, brought back the big trophy. Congratulations. And your name?
Chris Shelton.
Chris Shelton. Chris, on the trip back to Orlando, did you ever in your wildest imagination think you would pull this thing off and get this big trophy?
As soon as we had performed, I thought we would, but before that, I thought we didn't stand a chance.
So you really thought that you were really in the big leagues here, didn't you?
Well, yeah. When we got there were choirs from the entire nation. I thought we're just we're just Aptos. Nobody even knows how to say the name, and but once we had performed, the judge came up and he said, "Well, why don't we work on?" Well, really, there's nothing to work on, and we knew right there that we had done a really good job. So.
And your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, last name?
Luschner.
Lisa, you had an opportunity to go back to Orlando, Florida, and Disney World and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did that take your mind off what you were trying to achieve?
What do you mean?
In other words, did you begin to think more of places like Disney World and that sort of thing, rather than getting your mindset on the job at hand, which was to knock some judges off their feet?
No, not at all, because while it was fun being at Disney World and everything like that, we were there to knock the judges' socks off.
And I guess, how did you, when you were up there, did you know that you were doing exactly that?
I was a little nervous, but yeah, I think we were doing a really good job.
And your name?
Amy Merrill.
And Amy, when you were back there and with all these youngsters, all these choruses and choirs from all over the place, were you a bit in awe of all this?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. It was really fun to have people there from everywhere around the country and just all these teenagers in Disney World at one time.
You know, one judge was quoted as saying that you guys were absolutely the most professional group he'd ever seen in this particular situation. How do you achieve that kind of stature?
I think we have a lot of focus and determination in this group, and because past groups have done so well, we kind of have an idea of what we're capable of, and the only way we can get there is by having this drive. And so we've gotten that from a lot of judges, is that we're really professional.
And your name?
Jessa Venegas.
And Jessa, when you made this trip going back there, what were the thoughts running through your head as to how you had to really get to the top of the ladder?
Well, we'd been working for a really long time, and we were really prepared for it. And I don't know, I guess what was going through my head is, wow, we're really here, because up until the time we got there, I didn't think it was really happening.
Then the really big event coming up in December, the big dinner. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm writing the script, so it ought to be a really good show. We're just now getting it all together, and it's going to be Queen Elizabeth, which ought to be, this is our Elizabeth.
Congratulations.
The music's sounding really good, and the lines will be good, and it's always a great thing.
And where can people get tickets to it?
Where are we getting tickets?
Probably here at the high school, I assume?
To the high school.
Through the high school. Okay. So anybody who wants to get involved with the dinner, which is the big fundraising event for this organization, they're certainly more than welcome to do so. You guys are certainly to be congratulated on the kind of performances you are putting together. The soft sounds of the jazz choir from Aptos High School that have reverberated so loud they've gone clear across America. I'm Dick Little.